Hi everybody, I'm going to present you with my group composed of Mel, Kamaya, Alireza, Pierre, Ming, and myself, Milky Safe. So Milky Safe is a company that we're going to explain the concept in the next slide. It's about the safe transportation of milk. So when choosing what business we could develop, we decided to focus on answering a real need. We discovered that all around the world there is a real demand for milk. In the US, parents are smuggling infant formula milk. In China, they need milk, so they go in Australia to buy it from them, and there's a shortage in Australia due to that. And in Africa, there's no such thing as a broad offer for fresh milk, so people need to buy dairy products from abroad, and there is a real need for powder milk. But because powder milk is supposed to be for children, it's a product that needs a safest transportation. So we decided to create Milky Safe that is going to be a better packaging. So on the first picture, you can see that it's only in bags. In developed country, the powder milk is in better boxes. And as we still need to make it affordable, we developed new packages that is going to be the third one, that is going to be affordable and safe for the families. So we can see on the next slide the way we're going to export it. So it's going to come from the USA. Indeed, the US is the first producer of milk in the world, and we are going to answer to the demand in Benin at first, because it's the country where we have the best networking, and we are going to develop eventually our offer to other African countries.
For market assessment, Benin has a population of 11.49 million as of 2018. Benin is a vibrant country in West Africa that is primarily French-speaking. It is considered to be one of the most stable democracies in Africa. However, food scarcity is an issue for people of Benin. According to the food program in 2017, 9.6% of the population was food insecure and 30% of young children were malnourished. Milky Safe is a milk powder that can serve useful in Benin and many other Western African communities that suffer the lack of nutrition and malnourishment. According to the World Bank data, Benin has low income. Therefore, our team has determined that in order to reach communities in the sub-Saharan Africa, Milky Safe must be affordable and accessible in order to appeal to this market. Milk consumption has grown dramatically in recent decades in Benin. However, milk production is very limited. Lack of conservation is a major issue surrounding milk consumption and production because milk is an extremely perishable product. In Benin and commonly in West African countries, conservation is lacking. Therefore, milk powder products are extremely sought after and demanded. Although there are many milk products on the market, there are very limited milk powder products with high quality ingredients. There is a direct need as well as a demand for a product like Milky Safe on the market because too many of the existing products on the market lack real nutritional value.
Our target customers are families in Benin facing the problem of shortage of fresh milk. Customers cannot find it in the market. Our target customers are families with kids from 2 to 11 years old. During those ages, kids consume the most milk, more than the average adult. The overall consumption is about more than a cup a day. About the income level of our customers, they're wealthy enough to afford milk powder in general. However, because of the shortage, they cannot provide it to their families, leaving them with fewer choices of what to drink. So during our process of interview, our team found out that mothers in Benin have to breastfeed their children even if it's hard because of the price of infant formula in the country. Infant formula is very expensive in Benin. Sometimes it gets 3 times as expensive as in France. Also, some parents worry about the quality and the safety of the milk purchased by them for their child. However, they don't have much choice because of the lack of options in the market. So creating a powder milk with safe production and transportation will make a difference in the life of the population of Benin, especially parents. With the process of interview, we understood the need for a product that is safe, a product that the population would trust, not worrying about the quality and the safety of the milk purchased by them for their families.
So to meet the need of local consumer and gain profit, we will differentiate our product with emerging competitors. So we will translate the instruction before we actually sell the product to Benin, and our product will be non-sugary milk, which is currently shortage in the market. Then to make sure our products have the high quality and the safest transportation, we are going to use a constant temperature container to ship our powder milk to the destination. According to the Office of United Trade Representative, there's a growing trend of local people import goods from abroad. Since the importing business in Benin is growing and mature, it gives us an insight to export our product to the Benin market. To make sure we have low cost and more control over the product, we choose to use direct export rather than using an export management company to do the job for us. We are going to use networking to find local partner to sell our product. We want to build a partnership with local pharmacy to help us sell our product so our product can be known by customer of different ages and attractive more potential customer. Before we get into the market, we need to get DPMED, which is the local authorization of the Benin market. Then we would like to choose the distribution company to help us distribute the milk. They have experience of importing business, distributing business, and also the supermarket chain. So to have a secure transportation, we choose to work with a global shipping company to do the international shipping for us. Since the climatic condition, we need to use constant temperature container to prevent the loss of nutrients. And for milk powder with large quantity and low time requirement, it can be shipped by sea in order to maximize our cost saving.
So in order to start our project in the best way possible, we needed to define what it was for us to be successful. So we determined some key metrics and milestones that we wanted to achieve in year one. We know that our business is going to start from the US to Benin, since our market studies and interviews confirmed that choice. Our main goal is to develop there first. However, as the West African market is pretty similar in terms of needs, our plan is to expand in other countries that we know will work. Some of our interviews showed that our offer would match the Senegalese market perfectly, as well as some other countries like Mali or Ivory Coast. So by the end of year one, our wish is to develop our business into one of these countries as well, which is probably going to be Senegal. The second metric that would make Milky Safe successful in our eyes is the number of supermarkets, pharmacies, and hospitals that we would reach with our offer. We know that West African people, especially in Benin and Senegal, usually grocery shop in outside markets. However, supermarkets are growing really fast right now. So our second key metric will be to reach 100 different supermarkets, pharmacies, and hospitals to sell our offer to. So on the next slide, we're going to see that customer satisfaction will also be very important to us. If we're going to launch something completely different with the goal of making parents less stressed about their children's health, one of our main targets will be to make them extremely satisfied. We are going to need feedback for this, and we're going to use online surveys on our product to judge satisfaction and possible improvements. So our goal is to get over 4.5 stars out of 5 on the survey, and to showcase over 10,000 happy parents. As we desire to take over the market, our goal is going to be to reach over 7% market share in the first year, which is completely possible, knowing that we've seen a great opportunity that is currently unfulfilled in terms of clean packages with right language on it. So now Ali is going to take over and move on to the financial projections.
So this is very critical for any businesses to have a good forecasting about the cost and revenue. So I'm gonna explain about how we're gonna and how much we're gonna have the revenue and cost. So we're focusing, as we found out, we only have 225 pharmacies in Benin, so which 54% of those pharmacies are located in only 2 cities. So we're targeting, at the first year, we're just targeting that 2 cities, which we are going to sell to the pharmacies, which they are going to be 94% of our revenue in that market. And the reason is that we're going to target 122 of those pharmacies. And also they are going to sell 10 pieces of our product every day. And if you can see on the next slide, you will see that the sales on the first year from June to December, it's pretty higher than the second part of the year. And the reason is that's actually the rate of birth is different. So as you can see here, our revenue on the pharmacy is going to be $1,464,000, and the other channels we have, it's door-to-door sales and also online sales, and we are going to choose a distributor. So in total, our revenue going to be $1,550,000 for the first year. But as we calculated, the cost of goods sold for each unit, it's going to be $2.20, $2.20. And the cost of goods sold include shipping, insurance, labors, office costs, and also foreign exchange rate, all the costs. Basically, the net price, the net cost of the product for us is going to be $2.20. So if you minus that cost from the revenue we have, we're going to get to the profit margin of $708,000 for the first 12 months. Next slide, please. So I'll make it kind of easier for you here. You can easily see that the total revenue, as I told you before, it's $1,050,500, and the cost of goods sold is $841. So the profit margin I mentioned, it's $708,000. But it's really critical to know when we're gonna meet the break even. We predict, because we have other costs, like we pay 15% interest for the loan we have. It's a $1 million loan, and also the other costs we have is almost in average 20% tax, corporation tax we need to pay to the government here in the United States. So the net income, it's going to be something around $446,000. So we're going to meet the break even. That means we're going to pay off our loans and pay off our whatever invested that we have, in going to be in 3 years.
Now we can conclude that after identifying a real need for healthy milk in African country, we did our research and networking, and we would be profitable in 3 years. And we are sure about the fact that our product would meet a welcoming entry, but still we would need to face some risk, and we are going to work on that and be really adaptable, as we know that Benin is an emerging country and everything that it means. So we would need to make sure that we adapt to the changing environment in terms of growing young population. Also the fact that there is an economic change that is planned for the next years, because the currency in Benin, that is the franc CFA, is going to change and become the EQ in the next year. So we are going to need to adapt to that change in the future of our company. Also, there is risk associated to the fact that Benin is an emerging country, and its government, even if it's a stable democracy, still suffers from some corruption. So we will need to face the risk of corruption too, in order to make sure that our product stays healthy for the consumers and the family in Benin. And once we succeed in this, we would be able to export our model to other African countries in order to develop a healthy offer for milk in Africa in general. So thank you for listening to us, and I hope that you feel that our product is going to work and helps people in Africa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.